Alek Manoah is not ready for the MLB. Simple as that. I love Manoah. I loved watching Manoah when he was dealing for the Jays back in 2022, but right now, for his sake and the sake of the Toronto Blue Jays, having him come pitch in the show is not the right decision. But it's looking like the Jays might do it anyways. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, folks, we're going to be talking about the Alek Manoah situation right now and how a major decision is going to need to be made within a week. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe button if you enjoy Blue Jays content and discussion so you don't miss any future videos. All right, folks, let's get into it. So before we go any further, I want to make something very clear. I want there to be a future where Alek Manoah is pitching for the Toronto Blue Jays. The fall off with Alek has been big, but it still does seem impossible to believe that all of that talent that Manoah had would just vanish like that and never come back. All that being said, though, having him come to the MLB and pitch for the Toronto Blue Jays right now, big mistake. Manoah has been rehabbing with the single A and triple A team, and it hasn't been going super well so far. Here's a clip from one of his recent outings that I think really encapsulates how it's been going for him.
That's all that matters.
McDowell's got a smile on his face.
On top of getting a baseball to the nuts, Manoah has pitched for 13.2 innings in his rehab assignment through 4 games, and during that time has an ERA of 11.85. In his last outing, Manoah threw 3 innings, gave up 6 earned runs on 7 hits, and walked 4 batters. After that start, John Schneider came out and said, "Not ideal, a lot of pitches, I know it's cold, but it wasn't the next step forward that we were hoping for." And no John. If you have an ERA in the double digits against single A and triple A guys, then how on earth are you going to do in the MLB? The answer is probably not well, but the problem for the Jays is that they don't have a whole lot of time before they need to make a decision. On May 6th, Alek Manoah's rehab assignment will come to an end, and the Blue Jays will have to decide what they want to do with him. At that point, they'll have to take him off the IL and decide whether or not they want to bring him to the MLB or use an option on him and send him down to the minors. Now, the obvious answer to probably a lot of you folks, myself included, would be to send him to the minors and let him work his stuff out there. However, that's not a long-term solution either. Yariel Rodriguez has been pretty efficient for the Jays so far this year in that 5th starter role, but that was only ever meant to be a band-aid solution. Rodriguez barely pitched at all last year and is clearly on an innings limit for 2024, meaning that the Jays probably only have a few starts left with him before they have to move him to the bullpen. And with Bowden Francis on the IL right now, there really isn't anybody who can come and take over that 5th spot when Rodriguez is out of innings. Except, of course, Alek Manoah.
Whoa, time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
Jays Journal writes, according to Caitlin McGrath of The Athletic, the Blue Jays have maintained Manoah is a starter and they still view him as somebody who can throw 100 plus pitches per start. So to recap, we have Manoah, whose rehab assignment is going to be done in a week and who's been struggling down there. We have Yariel Rodriguez, whose clock is ticking and who only has a couple starts left. And we have Bowden Francis, who's currently injured and on the IL right now. Simply put, this sucks. Manoah, even though he isn't ready and hasn't been pitching great in the minors, may find himself in a spot where the Jays just simply need someone and he's gonna be the guy. And for those of you who are shaking your head right now thinking that they wouldn't do this, they wouldn't bring him up this early, well, take a look in the dugout next Jays game. Manoah, even though he isn't technically with the team, has been sitting there in the dugout just further showcasing that this management is gonna use him whether he's ready or not. I truly hope that Manoah gets the time that he needs and that when he does come back, he's gonna be 100%, but right now, that might not be the reality. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go!